We the boys.
Man, I miss football, Harv.
You're not the only one, man. What would somebody give to just sit down with some burgers, some wings, some pizza, nachos, and just watch a football game, NFL football game? I don't think people would be even picky who was playing either.
Man, I get you, man. I know we've been doing the breakdowns, right, of each draft pick, and we're almost done, right? So for those that are barely chiming in or barely walking into this, just so you're curious, we are gonna finish, right? Up ahead is Deuce Vaughn and of course Brooks, right? And then of course we still gotta get into the undrafted free agents. The Cowboys did I think a phenomenal job as far as picking that up. Um and so we want to talk about OTAs, right? What's been going on? Because I mean, we're almost what is it, 2 months away from training camp?
2 months, man. It's times fly by so fast.
It's crazy
It's
because
crazy.
it's getting here. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's it's around the corner. So we're gonna talk a little bit of OTAs today, right? Look at that. DJ Dog 31 says Diggs reportedly in contract negotiations with 3 thumbs up. We saw the report. I believe the report was I believe Bleacher Report reported that the Cowboys and Diggs are in contract negotiations. Um TikTok, the link is in the bio. You want to join us on our YouTube live? Help us, man. We're trying to hit 1K, man. We're really close, man. So subscribe, turn on notifications, lets you know that we go live. Hey, we've been putting out content consistently during this whole entire offseason, at least twice a week. Sundays, of course, because who doesn't miss football on a Sunday? And of course, typically Monday. Sometimes we even go Wednesdays too. So it just depends on the workload. I know we are expecting Ali Jawad back on pretty soon. So if you like his company, of course, let us know. If you watch this on the replay, of course, man, leave us comments in the comment section. I know that we get a lot during the actual live that we do. A lot of it is Dak hate. So let's get right into it. Let's take away. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 takeaways. I mean, there's several takeaways from OTAs, but I mean, let's get right into it. Stop me if you heard this before, but Dak threw an interception, Harv.
Man, yes, I've heard it. I think a little too many times last year. But at the end of the day, man, I think it was Eric Scott that intercepted him, right? Um, but
At the
my
goal
thing
line.
is, we're gonna go back and forth with this. Some people say it's Dak's fault. Some people say it's not. At the end of the day, man, look, listen. Wherever you throw the ball at, it's your fault. That's just the way it is. Because guess what? Does Peyton Hendershot get that interception on his stat record?
Nope.
He does
Nope.
not. So I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, it comes to the quarterback, man. But it's OTAs, people. Come on, give me a break. Like, it's OTAs.
It's hard though, hard because the 15 interceptions, people make a big deal. And it was one season that he's done this. Before we used to be so hard on Dak because he never wanted to throw that. He never wants to sling the ball around, and now that he's doing it, picks happen. And one bad season, and everybody says he's trash. I think if anything, I think I think it's more frustration because he hasn't been able to get to an NFC championship, right? And this is what, year 8 now.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I
next year?
and I think at the end of the day, man, let's look, man. Let let's all, as Aaron Rodgers would say, relax. Right? Everybody relax. Take a deep breath. This is a new offense for Dak. Same verbiage, maybe a little bit of different scheme, and let's see what they got, man. Let's start fresh, to flip a new page, and see what we got, man. Because at the end of the day, like I believe in mojo, right? The more positive you are, hopefully the turnout is positive. So we'll see, man.
Well, let's see if we can find some brighter news, right? Because I think there was DJ Dog says right here, DJ Dog 31 scouting the USFL for kicker guys. The grind never stops. Laughing out loud. And you know what? That's actually another takeaway is that they want to bring in some competition at the kicker position. I know Brett Maher, he actually had a resurgence during the regular season, hard, but what happened to him in the what happened to him in the playoffs?
I have no idea, man. Kickers are kind of, if you ever play golf, golf is a hard sport. And when you get into a rhythm, you're in a rhythm. But when you're in a slump, you're in the slumps, man. So I don't know. We'll see, man. But we definitely need a good kicker coming down to this NFL season, because if you see ever since they moved the extra point back, kickers have look, Maher's not the only one. There's been kickers that have had problems with kicking field goals. So I think it's a confidence thing, but we'll see, man.
Look, we got a Takayo on TikTok. He says here 49er Empire in the house. Hello, brother. Hello, brother. You see, we can
What's
talk.
up? Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good.
Look, and I'll answer the 49er Empire, right? At the end of the day, look, man. If you look at the Niners and Cowboys when it comes to records and all that, at the bottom line is we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. Like Kyle Shanahan has his own demons. He can't get the job done. Why? Why is it that he can't get the job done? You got the Dallas Cowboys and Dak. Everybody hates on Dak and Mike McCarthy. They can't get it done. So at the end of the day, that's right, brother. We're all brothers, man. We're all in the same boat.
Not even the Eagles could get it done, Hope.
Not even the Eagles, man. It's crazy.
Not even the Eagles. So let's get right into it. USAS, right? We've been saying we're gonna work with him, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to, man. One of these days.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a way.
Yep.
Maher had that dreaded yips. Johnny Brewer, Dak needs to take the Cowboys to NFC Championship before we can say he is a top quarterback. Well, I mean, regardless, right? I mean, right now the NFC is kind of NFC right now is in flux right now with the quarterback play.
It's still, but look, man, no excuses. This is probably the easier division.
Well, yeah.
Not division, but I mean conference. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because AFC is stacked with young quarterbacks that are already playing at high levels, right? I think some of them are already kind of getting to, 27, but that's still a relatively young age, 28, 29. But they're playing at elite levels right now, that quarterback play. But the NFC, yeah, Dak he's top 5 quarterback in the NFC right now, technically.
Yeah.
And it just depends. I mean, if you're a Cowboy homer or even a Dak homer, I mean, he probably top 3. I mean, just because he's able to make every pass, that you need him to do, and he'll get you interceptions too, right?
Both.
Detroit Lions Avenue. What's going on, Walter? I'll see you dudes week 17.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Hey, as of right now that we speak in this very moment, that might be a pivotal game come for the NFL play or NFC playoffs. You never know, man. Week 17. What if we need that win to either get a bye or a second seat, whatever? It doesn't matter, man. That could be a big game, honestly.
So Repsa J636. Hell yeah! Long time no see, guys.
Yeah.
We haven't seen you. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
What is it? Chef Life 2022. It will all come together with Mike calling plays, along with DQ adding key pieces to the defense. Or doesn't it feel like from we're listening to these interviews, with Dak and Micah, Jalen Tolbert, Mike McCarthy. I mean, people are starting to feel comfortable, man.
Yeah. And kudos to Chef Live 2022, right? And specifically what he capitalized defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because look at the pieces that they got this offseason. Gilmore, right? We got Hankins back, even though he played with us last year. We got Fowler back, even though he played with us last year. We kept this defense pretty much intact, right? We got LVE back, but we added Monty Smith, Junior Fajoko, right? Eric Scott, and not only that, but you're talking about like undrafted players in Land. Land is a big name.
He is a big name.
Lamb, and I like Wheatley from A&M. So it's almost as like, what do they say? You want to eat, but you want to have your cake at the same time. Man, I'm telling you, this defense is it's almost like you keep saying it, like the 2001 Ravens. Like, are they going to depend that much on this defense? And I like the way Chef put it: defense at the end, and capitalization. They might be depending on the defense a lot more than we think, man.
No, I really do. It feels like that's the formula right now. Dan Quinn is going to lead this defense, and this defense is going to be able to. They're fixing the minor things that were I guess haunting the defense, right? Because the defense could add pressure, but they were having a hard time stopping the run. They look like they wanted to stop the run, right? And then of
Yep.
course, get I like especially we highlighted Mike McCarthy speaking about the offense. He says we're not changing a lot of things. We're just changing minor things. In fact, some of the verbiage is going to stay the same. They added a couple of new plays, so a lot of the plays are the same. It's just I guess we're not going to get those crazy exotic option routes on wide receiver routes, right, Harvard? I guess that's what
Yep.
it comes down to. And man, I mean, it's just simple, right? Ride the defense and just don't turn the ball over. And it's cool, right? Because I love how Mike McCarthy explained it's called play call purpose. It was
Yep.
the acronym was PCP. Says that now there's a purpose for every play that they call, and it's cool because you hear Dak talking the same lingo as him, and Lingo is talking about it, and it's funny because people would be like, "Man, I'm tired of hearing Dak saying the same thing every year." But no, I mean, somebody pointed out, it was another content creator. They pointed out, you see, I believe what they said was those are the details that Mike McCarthy talks about so much. And if you don't have details like that and your quarterback doesn't understand the details, then he doesn't understand what you taught him. So, I mean, when we look at things like that, Harv, I mean,
Yeah,
makes sense. It makes sense, man.
it does.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I know we got some TikTok. We got some people that are non-Cowboys, like Tony Tiger. Cowboys don't have a quarterback. Now they lost their offensive coordinator. Joe DeLuca says, "Go Birds. Do you want to have your cake and eat it too?"
That's what
Isaac,
it was.
Isaac Alacran.
Hey, you never know, man. He could become a beast at
Dude,
defensive tackle position.
he looks really lean, man.
He is. He's long too.
Yeah, he is long. Uh,
So
it's crazy, right? To see that. I love how the Cowboys are trying to develop him because obviously Cowboys are draft. They've regardless of they draft or they don't draft, they are a developed team, and we've seen a lot of these players that they don't keep go on and make careers. Sometimes they make money, but don't have a career. A la Byron Jones, but some of them go off and actually have a great career, a la Terrence Newman. I think that's one. Reed says, I already know our wide receivers won't do crap again. We have 3 Jalen's in our wide receiver room, and I don't see any of them really remotely doing anything. Fajuco likely wide receiver 4 over Tolbert. Actually, right now, I believe Tolbert is 4 and Fajuco is 5.
yeah,
But them two are battling it out.
yeah.
You guys are gonna shut down Cowboys content for 2023. Appreciate
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Appreciate that, man. The grind never stops, man. Another year of Jerry Jones not going all out, shaking my head. I understand we done good, but at the end of the day, we missed some splash signings that could have really skyrocketed our team. Reed,
Well,
where have you been, Reed?
Well, so yeah, that I'm trying to figure that statement because that doesn't make any sense. And from two things, and I'll say this, not to disagree, but I just number one, we signed Brandon Cooks and Gilmore, which is kind of a big deal.
A big deal.
Um, the other thing is whatever their splash did we want to? I don't know. I don't see any other splash signings that I would have picked other than probably offensive guard. I get that part. So that part I get. But if you see these signings, guys, right? And I'm talking to everybody, they're pretty significant for number one, they took, I think, a cheaper deal. Number two, they're at the end of their contract, so we don't have them long term. And number three, you also got to think about the future. We still have to pay Diggs, we still have to pay CeeDee Lamb, and the big one is Micah Parsons. So we still have to pay those three guys. How much bigger of a splash do we need to make? Is my question, because that's pretty big splash.
Well, and just to add on top of what you just said, Harv, the core, man, they brought the core back together. You know what I mean? That was the biggest thing, was trying to keep Dono and LVE run it back. And I mean, we even heard Micah even talking about it. You know, hey, we brought our core, we added Stephon Gilmore, we added Motzi. They're really trying to go after to become the 2001 Baltimore Ravens. Joseph Batten, what's up, fellas?
What's up, Joseph?
Hey, join us on YouTube, man. Help us hit our goal of 1K before the kickoff of
yes, sir.
Trackhawk 432. He says, you guys see Luke, our tight end, in a boot already.
First of all, hold on. Trackhawk, where have you been?
It's been a while.
Where you been?
You can't.
That's the question.
You can't even show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But anyways, go ahead, Jerry.
No, that was one of the talking points of today, right? Was him in a walking boot. Reed wants us to sign D-Hop and let Trayvon Diggs walk. Got to pick your battles. Ooh. Because, Harv, you did say it's going to be hard for the Cowboys to retain Trayvon, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons because of the looming Dak Prescott contract renegotiation, right?
To me, I just think it makes sense, man. One of them has to walk.
I wanted to ask you a question on Discord. Who, me uses or Harvey? Oh, you feel like my guys? Oh, all right.
Yeah. That's the live, bro. I tell you,
hey, that's crazy.
Hey, that means that when he is off, he's tuning into the Cowboys Cast, just like you guys should.
I love it, man. What's up, fellas? Oak Cliff in the house. Hey, join
Oak Cliff, let's go.
Hey, join us on our YouTube, man. Help us.
That's in Dallas.
I believe so, man.
Yeah.
Let me see. Somebody said, I guess they're saying why can't the Cowboys get Clyde Edwards-Helaire from KC? And I guess he's also mentioning how the Cowboys blew the opportunity to sign Bobby Wagner. And Repsaw J66, subscribe to YouTube. Appreciate you.
Let's go.
He says, yes, you. Okay, I guess he's talking to me. All right. He says, I'll go back and look at it. I'll see what's up. Lorenzo, is this? Wait. Round of applause. Round of applause, right? If the username is kind of new to us and you guys comment, we give you a round of applause.
Get a round of applause. Tell them, Jerry.
It's all love here, man. That's what we do when you come on to the YouTube. I know it's hard, man. Sometimes just, you put a comment on somebody's YouTube and you're just hoping that they read your comment and they never read it, right? They don't really care about it. The thing is, I think that sometimes people don't realize that the comments that people leave is great content in its own.
It is, man. It is.
I mean, and it helps us buy time. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a quick show, like a little 30-minute, and you're done. We did miss out on Ramsey, who I think would have been better over Gilmore and D-Hop, but Cooks is good enough, in my opinion. It's kind of hard, right? Hard because it looks like there's one corner that's going to be doing man to man in this defense, and the other one's going to be doing the read and react, right? The cover three, that cover three scheme. So I don't know. I think Ramsey's kind of like in the same form as Trayvon Diggs right now.
Yeah, I think so. It's just Diggs is just a lot younger and still has the ceiling to get better. So I think, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, I guess it depends on how you feel about it, in your opinion. But I think I would probably go with Diggs, to be honest.
Joseph Batten says, "Don't need D Hop. Wide receiver corp is fine." And I've been
don't need D Hop.
I've been big, man. I like the Brandon Cook signing. I think Michael Gallup has looked phenomenal from the pictures that we've seen. I think he was the only one that. Well, no, CeeDee Lamb caught the ball with his hands clearly, but Brandon Cooks also had a nice catch too. So and then O'Damian, he actually agrees with Joseph and what we are saying, and then Track Hawkins is saying exactly. Our only concern should be wide receiver 4 or the wide receiver 3 if CD or Cooks gets injured, but I think at least one of those people we signed has to pop off. Harv, you've been saying that too, right? I mean, what happens? I mean, injuries do happen. I mean, if we do lose one, I mean, dang, we're kind of in a tough situation here.
So look, and this is the thing about the whole season right now. Guys, the season's not over. Week 8 is the deadline for trades?
Correct.
The team is always changing. So just because the roster we have now, it's not end be all be. What if the Cowboys trade for somebody? We don't know that. So we still have 20.4 million of cap space?
Yeah. Because it's already June 4th.
I'm just saying some trades can always happen. So this thing is not over, but we'll see, man. But I agree. I always say that. What if somebody gets hurt? Well, we need to make sure we have a backup plan.
Somebody's asking, what is T.Y. Hilton's status? That's by Reps to J. I believe he still wants to be a Cowboy, right? Or
he does. From the rumors saying that he still wants to play for the Cowboys. But just like Namakasu, he doesn't want to go through all the training camp. He's older, man. So he wants to kind of, yeah.
M Dog says, "Are we getting Derrick Henry? You think?"
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Loyalty for lifetime. Just subscribe to you on YouTube.
Let's go. Let's go.
I think we might hit 600 today.
Let's go.
I think we were 7 away from having 600 subs.
Yeah, 7 away from 600, man. It's all, man. No, honestly, bro. Like, I appreciate everybody on here, man. And we truly treat everybody like family, no matter the question. Even Eagle fans come on and Niner, like, we don't care, man. We're here to. It's like, if you love football, look. After 9/11 happened, right? What brought this country together? Football. Like, really did. Football brings us all together, whether we don't like a team, we hate a team, but guess what? We're talking about football together, man. I love it, bro.
I love it too. I mean, it's either that or go watch NFL Network. You watch the same things over and over. I mean, it's fun, right? But right now, I think today is NBA. Right now, the NFL's slow because they're giving the NBA their opportunity to, I think the Nuggets are going to win.
Little brother.
Yeah. The Nuggets are going to win. The wide receiver group is good. D-Hop would make it more exciting, and depth would be great. And then somebody, M-Dog also, that was by number one dad. Hey, thank you for being a number one dad. He was saying adding D-Hop. You know what? At this point, I think D-Hop said that every team the phone is open for every team. I think he just recently put out that statement. M Dog 93 says what about Dalvin Cook?
See, and that one is kind of tricky. That one I don't know. I could see him, but I think Minnesota's gonna release him, man. And that one could be a possibility. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that one.
We can't sign every big name in free agency.
That's true. That's true, man.
fellas, are we gonna go? Are we good in depth and we have to focus on getting better?
So
I think there's only like maybe a position that we're kind of. I think that me and Harvey kind of are kind of like a little bit not worried, but I think that the Cowboys could have addressed it, right? Offensive guard.
yeah, the guard position is the only one I'm kind of iffy about. That one and even the linebacker, man. There's so many people that are young in that position that I don't know if it's enough, but
I know
those are only
I know that Jabril Cox, they were saying he looked good coming off his ACL. So that's good that he's able to come back into the fold, right? Because he did play his rookie year.
yeah.
And then last year, it was, I mean, he was like a healthy scratch. If now he was just playing special teams as kickoff return duties only, and which is weird. Then you got Damone Clark, and then you got LVE, and then now we got the Morvian Overshown. So we'll see, man. Obviously, we've already said it. We've said it. Every coach and every positional coach has a plan for each draft pick that the Cowboys got. You guys could have had Deontay Foreman for the low. This is a true statement. Didn't you want him too, Harv?
I did want him, man. I don't know why the Cowboys didn't go after him. I think he had a good year last year in Carolina. I think he was with Carolina.
What is
And
is he a Longhorn too?
he was a Longhorn. He played for I think the Texans drafted him, but I think he had a really good game. I want to say it was against Detroit. I might be wrong. But I like him, man. He's a really great running back, in my opinion. I think he's really overrated. But man, he had a pretty good year last year. I think he almost hit 1,000 yards. And that's pretty good for not being the featured back. So yeah, I like that guy, man. I don't know why we didn't get him.
I'm gonna agree with you there because he came on strong at the end for the Panthers.
He did, man.
And he looked like what he did in college. People forget too the Gallup will be fully healthy this year as well. It takes time to get to full speed coming off an ACL. Yes, it
That's
is.
true. That is true.
And that hurt and that really hurt me last year, man. I didn't even see him.
It did. And only that, but imagine if Gallup comes back like full Michael Gallup, like, man, it's going to be dangerous for that number 3 wide receiver, man.
Oh yeah, man.
It is. Or not 3 wide receiver, I mean cornerback, number 3 cornerback.
Jay Fonda says, "What's up, fellas? Happy Sunday."
What's up, Jay Fonda?
Sunday. Johnny D says Cowboys are going to be 13-4. This is on TikTok. Johnny D. Johnny D, hey, subscribe to the YouTube and join us on YouTube. I feel our defense can carry us as long as Dak don't mess it up too bad. He goes, I do think that Cook will be here, not Henry, like the rumors say.
Yeah.
We can't count that out because Dalvin Cook can be a possibility if they do cut him. I mean, the Vikings are going to pay the lump sum of his contract, and then the Cowboys can kind of fill in the blank on that. And Dalvin Cook is, I know he's kind of like similar in size as far as Tony Pollard, but I think he's more of a power back, isn't he?
He's more of a power back with that home run threat.
Got a bunch of speedsters. I know Rojo turned into a power back, but I mean, who would you rather have?
Honestly, in my opinion, I'd rather have Dalvin Cook because he doesn't have that much tread, but he's also but also he's been the featured back.
So he knows how to carry the load.
Yep.
What about Hunter Renfro? Well, I mean, I think like we already said it, the wide receiver group, I think a lot of us are expecting that the 3 that the Cowboys have right now with Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, that's going to be your 3. I think a lot of us, I know I'm one of them, we're expecting Jalen Tolbert to have a bounce back. He sounds confident. I don't know.
I will say this, right, for TikTok, I get the whole wide receiver thing and YouTube, all that. But this is the thing. People are discounting the undrafted players we have. These guys are good, man. We're talking about Durden. We're talking about a Moreno Cropper. Like, these guys are pretty good. I don't know how they went undrafted, but they did. There's a lot of wide receivers taken in this draft, and I would not discredit them because at the end of the day, you guys have to remember this. As much as Fijoko's good, Tolbert's good, can these guys play special teams? Because when you're down on that depth chart, You have to show that you can play special teams. It's not just about the number 4, number 5 wide receiver. Because if you can still play the position but play better special teams, guess who's making the team?
The one that can be used all over.
Correct.
What position coach would you poach from a rival NFC East team?
NFC East team. Position coach. Wow.
I mean, they're making Mike Kafka they're saying that he's going to be the next head coach, right? And isn't he the OC for the Giants?
He is.
But he's not really an OC, right? Because isn't it the ball that's calling the plays?
Yep.
Track Hawk, first Cowboys, one family. I just think you guys are better with a power run game. That's by Walt. I think he's right though, man. I mean, do you have enough faith in Rojo?
But this is the thing, right? Everybody and we talked about this, Jerry, before. Everybody's like, "Oh, with Mike McCarthy, we're going to run the ball more. We're going to run the ball more." How much more do you want to run the ball? Like, I think we ran the ball a lot last year. But and I think I'm going to reference back to what Jerry said. He said play calling with a purpose, right? And I think what Mike was frustrated with Kellen Moore last year was the situational football. And when Walt brought up the power run game, I think more of running the ball at the right time. Because I think we ran a lot of plays that were pass plays that should have been run plays and vice versa. And I think that's why Mike got frustrated, because I keep going back to the playoff game, 2nd and 2 on 49ers 18-yard line, and you want to throw the ball. And what happened? It got picked off. I say you run the ball. It's 2 yards. If you can't get 2 yards, you don't deserve to win. So it's more of, I call situational football, in my opinion, not just running the ball more.
No, it makes perfect sense. Let me see. M-Dog 93, me too. Let's do it. Because M-Dog 93 says you guys just started your own cast. I should have done that. I'm a huge Cowboys fan. M-Dog 93, me too. Let's do it. So I guess there's going to be another Cowboys content creators. Texans drafted Freeman, underrated Hookem. Yes, he is. He was a feature back after they traded CMC. He did become. We're talking about Dante Freeman. I'm just getting caught up on TikTok. Anthony D. Amato says, "What position coach?" So there you go with the position coaches. We got that. We need a balanced attack period. That's by Johnny D. I think you're right.
Yeah, we
do. Just an Allen, nothing else. Says Jalen Tolbert ain't playing a single game this year. And somebody said, "Oh, Loyalty for Life says, did you all see the video of TikTok or of David Carr throwing against Dak? That old man clown Dak." I believe I did see that one.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Somebody says Kellen Moore will tear it up with the Chargers. You like Vaughn? That's by M-Dog. Tyler Walt Hall is the one that said Kellen Moore will tear it up with the Chargers. Okay, but none of these guys are ever going to play. Cook is more of a power back.
Yep.
By ID. I just don't think Pollard can be number one running back. Keep up the good work, guys. Appreciate you. We need a balanced attack. That way our defense looks better with Rush at quarterback because of the balance. You just saw we need to run the ball too much. That then said we should have to run the ball. Let's go. Huge Cowboys fan here.
No, it's what do you say? You should just run the ball too much, then you should have random. No. People are saying we should run the ball more. But how much more do you want to run the ball? We didn't say run the ball more. We just said I think it comes down to situational football.
Situational.
Like situational. Yeah.
Especially with the 49ers. There are some plays where it's like, why aren't you running the ball, you know? And they're passing, so there wasn't much PCP going on with Kellen Moore.
Yeah,
don't get us wrong. We do think that if Kellen Moore can resurrect his career and get the Chargers to that number one type scoring offense, which is what he did with Cowboys for many years, I think that he would be in line to be a head coach. Harv, can you agree with that?
Yeah, he should.
I think that's a great opportunity. Caleb QT says, "I'm back. Welcome back. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think we should sign Wentz. He's better than Rush. That's my loyalty for life." That Harv, you're just saying that.
Yeah,
Me and you were just talking about this.
yeah,
We weren't. This was just a casual phone call. Like I think it was on
yep.
Thursday, and I was like, I think that would stir up controversy because Wentz and Dak are from the same draft class. You know what I mean? And right now, Jared Goff and Dak Prescott are the only two quarterbacks that are playing right now in the NFL. But you did say you like Wentz. I don't know if you want to chime in on that. Why?
The reason I'm saying that is because Wentz has been all over the place, and right now I don't think he's wanted too much. And I think he's realizing, like, man, like my career could be over, if not already. So to me, I think the experience that he's gone through and everything he's gone through, I think he's a really good backup quarterback in this NFL. And I don't see why the Cowboys shouldn't get him as a backup, in my opinion.
You can never have too many quarterbacks.
No, you can't. It would be a perfect fit, I think.
Dallas ain't going nowhere, so don't get your hopes up. That's by Jeffrey Mallett. John D said at Jeffrey Mallett, bet. Kellen Moore is this is by Tyler Walt Hall. He says Kellen Moore is a huge screen guy. A screen can be a substitution for a run game.
True.
Which is weird, right? Because we saw when all that news broke down, who wanted out of the Chargers?
What?
Eckler wanted out of the Chargers when he found
did.
out. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Look, it's gonna be a lot of these wide receivers they're gonna have to learn these routes. If he's gonna carry over that same offense, they're gonna have to learn option routes on the fly, and it's gonna take some time, man. A lot of these players, especially like Dak, they've known it because that's all they've ever played. Kellen Moore played this in his he ran this offense when he was the backup quarterback. Great predictions, Steven. And do you have a 1 in 32 chance of being wrong? Laughing out loud. Kellen Moore now has Herbert, who is way better than Dak, so he should be good. Yep, Rush is the man. We don't need Wentz. That was by MDog93. He was the number 2 pick, loyalty for life. Yes, he was. Also, play action can be the same as RPO in certain situations. It really can't, but we didn't see that. We didn't really see that much with the Cowboys. Bet you can get Wentz for less than $3 million. They gave Rush. And who do you think is our fourth wide receiver, Tolbert or Turpin? Right now, from that's actually one of the topics. Right now, it's Jalen Tolbert and Simi Fahuku, who is battling out for 4. Turpin's still going to be the return guy, I believe. Also, right? I'm going to go ahead and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone because we've already been on here for 40 minutes. We haven't even been able to get back to it. So we back to the pick. Trayvon Diggs has been excused. Kelvin Joseph has been playing nickel. DeRon Bland has been playing on the outside. Tony Pollard believes that he will be ready week 1, Harv. Luke Schoonmaker is in a walking boot. Matt Willisco working at left guard. Those were the key points. I had to just name them all because it's getting crazy with the comments here. I wish all of y'all would just join us. All 16 of you on TikTok, come on and join us here on YouTube. It's a lot easier to get. Look at this. Joseph, he says, I think Dalvin would command a high salary for a running back. He would want a lucrative new deal. I think sometimes some of these running backs, they end up with 1 year, and some of these wide receivers end up with 1 year, $3 million contracts because they play that game,
Yeah.
I think people will be sleeping on Sam Williams too. I think he can be better than Randy Gregory. I like Foreman as well. He a big dude who can get to the stuff.
Yeah, he is.
He really is. I don't understand this, J Phone. I don't understand why everyone wants another running back. Pollard can be a step up, a step under what McCaffrey is, and we have solid depth. We are good at running back. I think, if you look at the bigger picture, right, which is okay, you got Rojo, and then you got right now, I believe right now from the OTAs that we were taking away was Rico. Is it Dowdle?
Dottle.
I was butcher his name. Rico Dowdle is actually they're actually giving him an opportunity, and they're saying that he's looking good. I think that he is actually battling it out with Malik Davis for running back 3. But I think that there's some people actually believe Deuce Vaughn is going to have packages, and if it makes sense if Pollard can run 15 carries, all you need is another running back that can carry the other 15 carries, and you got 30 carries a game, 30 rushing attempts.
Yep.
I mean, does it matter if it's power back at this point?
No, I don't think it really matters at this point because it's only Pollard.
Tyler Walthouse says great content. Even though I'm not a Cowboys fan, I just love talking ball. That's exactly.
Yeah, man.
Look, Tyler, right here we have eastwestfootball.com. You know, we have a website. We have people putting out great articles, but we also go live on East West Football. Me and Harvey. We have Walter, who he's been in the comment section. He covers the Detroit Lions. He's a Lions. That's his team. We got Kendall Whitley. He's a Patriots. He has his Patriots page too. Follow us on East West, man. We cover everything on there. We just recently talked about today. We were talking about who's tanking for Caleb Williams, which is great content, man. I loved it. I wasn't able to be on there, but I was able to chime in on the comment section. Like for instance, Caleb Williams, if let's say an NFC team gets him, is he automatically a top 5 quarterback? I mean, that's the kind of content that you'll get from East West Football and the Cowboy Cast.
Well, we got some good comments. Last one, I was Dalton Risen from Denver. I like that guy. I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe he's not signed, Jerry.
Yeah, the offensive lineman, right?
Dalton from
Reisner?
Denver. Yeah,
I think that's his name, Reisner.
I like him.
Yeah, he is. What he said, I'm a Texas high school football coach also. Oh, dang.
Ooh,
all right.
Awesome. Let's give a round of applause for
man.
the high school football, man. Texas especially. For real.
I mean,
I like it.
You could tell people, you can explain Texas football better than anybody.
Hey, look, listen, man. Listen, it's like me just talking about it gives me goosebumps right now when it comes to Texas football. Like the smell in the air, the horizon coming down, and the fields are kind of like elevated a little bit. So when it rains, the water comes down, and you just see the horizon. You see the scoreboard. You look up at everything. The fire department's there. The police department's there. Like everything's just like there's just magic in the air, man. There's Texas football. Like you smell the hot dogs, the fajita tacos, like. Come on, guys. You can't beat this kind of stuff, man.
You can't beat it. Look, he says, yes, thanks. Yes, I can. He said that. Because, for those that don't know, Harv and I, we graduated from the same high school. Harv was he was our starting quarterback, our starting free safety. If he could have, he would have done kickoff and punt return, but they didn't want to get him hurt.
Me, man.
And you you broke the record and set a new record in interceptions as a free safety.
And then my damn brother came back and
your younger brother came back.
Whatever, man. It's competition, man.
Did you tell him don't touch my record? Didn't you tell him?
Yeah. But it is what it is.
But you were a damn good quarterback. I mean, so everything that Harv just tell you, it's poetry. Just so you know, the love for Texas football. Did I read this one? Yes, I did, by Jay Fonda. Joseph Batten not mentioned that they are giving Turpin more reps on offense. He can become dangerous offensive weapon. I think that this is actually reality. I know last year we were like, when is he gonna see the field? And it looked like they would only use him on gadget plays, right? Which is jet sweeps and whatnot. But let's see him out in the open. Todd Corey says Kafka offensive coordinator for the Giants.
Yep.
Yes. Well said, Javi. Perfect example of special teamer, the original hitman, Bill Bates, number 40.
Let's go, Bill Bates.
Bill Bates, man. I don't know.
That guy was a beast, bro. Man.
Him and Kenneth Gant. Remember him?
Kenny Gant, the shark.
Oh,
the
man.
shark.
Man, he was a killer. I mean, when it came on kickoff return, man, you would have to keep your head in a swivel, man.
Yeah.
See White, hi y'all.
Ah,
Hey,
What's up? What's
whoa.
up, Stephen White? He
Paul,
always saying that.
Coach Tyler Wathall says Pollard is an offensive coordinator's dream. He can catch, run, and block. And
So
his blocking did get better at the end of the season.
And I'll go back to what Tyler just said, because this is the thing, right? And I said this to Walt in one of his Facebook. Look, listen, there's a reason why Jahmyr Gibbs got drafted at number 12 by the Detroit Lions. He's not a running back. This guy is a weapon that plays running back time to time. But that guy, you can put him in the slot and he can play slot receiver. There's a big difference. And when you motion him out, who's probably covering him? A linebacker.
The linebacker.
So you're talking about, this is a mismatch. So he's right. This is a weapon, man. This is not a running back. So I get it, man.
So at Jimmy22, this is by Loyalty for Lifetime, says, so Troy, Emmett, Michael are the triplets. Are Deuce and Turpin gonna be the gadgets? Right? Because I'm not gonna say the word that he put.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see.
Coach Tyler says, yes. Football is changing. Get to space. Your athletes.
You gotta put them. You got to put them in space, man. That as a coach, you should be mindful and not. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this one, but my brothers are actually referees in Texas. They've been referees for a long time, and they're from the Rio Grande Valley, and they see the same things over and over again. My thing is, why aren't people more innovative? Like, you have to find mismatches for your players, and not just one, but all of them, right? Why don't they do that? Why don't we do these kinds of things? See what they look like when you put people in motion, bring them back in motion, bring them back and forth. Help your quarterback realize that it's man, it's coverage. Like, why don't we do these things? Sometimes we kind of do the same things over and over again and they don't work. But yeah, I agree with him.
We finally got an Army veteran, 56. Hey, round of applause.
Hey, salute, Army veteran. Let's go.
Even though he's a bang bang Niner gang, we still salute you for your services. That's the old age mystery. Laughing out loud. That's by Coach Tyler. I mean, Harv, the only reason you're saying it is because you ran these plays that, I mean, you've seen the plays that are being ran were kind of similar to the ones that you ran, right?
Yeah.
And in your glory years, right? Also think that with McCarthy, he will simplify the offense some and get into plays that they are more comfortable with running. Yep. Something he's been pointing out, right? He says he's been asking Dak said, we've been keeping the plays I like, Kellen tried to be too cute at times. That's by Joseph.
That's it. What Joseph just said makes so much sense. Kellen Moore was so smart. He just overthought himself. Like, Joseph's right, though, man. He just tried to be these reverses. Why are you running reverses at the wrong time? I never got it, man.
Jay Fonda says, I think it came down to Kellen Moore trying to show he was genius like McVay, but in reality, he wasn't and outsmarted himself a lot of the times. Yep. Jay Fonda, I wish you were friends on Facebook. So I wish you would put that on your Facebook as a
yeah.
Share it, and I would tag certain people that we know personally that were saying that Kellen Moore was a genius offensive coordinator. I think he overcomplicated it. Joseph doesn't like wins. He goes, wins brings too much loser energy to the locker room. I'd pass on him.
That is kind of true, though.
Johnny
Sciarra, let's go. Let's go, baby.
My bad. It took me a while to get to you. He goes, I am the other team saying they know our plays.
That is true.
Man, it was the Buccaneers, man. It was Devin White who called us out, man. Absolutely. You can't throw 55 times a game. You have to keep the defense guessing, especially when you have Dak throwing. I think
Yep.
that's it. I think you can't. I think you put it on there better. Steven White wants to give a salute to the Army vet.
Yep.
And Jay Fondo, what's your Facebook Alfred request to you? It's Jerry Martinez trying to find me. Ginger Jameson Holly, go birds, man. Like I said, I think you guys are. I think going forward, you guys are in a good position. You guys were able to get younger because you got your team was getting your team was
They had no
old.
choice. They had no choice.
Yeah, and you guys did some nice things in the draft, but let's see how you guys mesh. I know it's a new offensive. Well, they're going to try to keep the same offense, but it's a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator. So they're going
Kevin
to try to
Kevin
keep.
Cost Kevin Costner did his job. I'll leave it
Uh,
at that.
yeah. For those that don't know, right? Bill Bates used to go to OTAs and tell the coaches, if I'm not good enough, just because I was a starter the previous year, don't put me on the field. That's what Bill Gates will
Ooh.
forever be a legend, man.
Ooh.
They aren't birds no more. They are bulldogs.
Loyalty.
That's
That's
loyalty from my
funny.
time. It is funny. So I mean, look, OTAs. They're like I said, they just wrapped up. I know that. I mean, we've been missing football, but it was good to see. It's good to see everybody out there, everybody coming together. It looks like we said, it looks like we're going to rely on that defense, and there's going to be a purpose for every play that's called, right? And they're going to know situational football. But from the takeaways, what's your biggest takeaway from the ones that we outlined today? Harv Dak throwing an interception to Eric Scott Jr., the sixth rounder. Trayvon Diggs excuse and Kelvin Joseph playing nickel and Deron Bland playing outside. Matt Willisco working at left guard. Tony Pollard believes he'll be ready week one. Luke Schoonmaker in a walking boot. And it's Jalen Tolbert versus Semi Fajuco, I believe, for wide receiver 4. And Rico Dotto battling Malik Davis for running back 3, man. So what do you think, man, from
I
those takeaways
I
from the
I
OTAs?
think the two big ones that stand out for me are Schoonmaker in a boot. That kind of worries me a little bit.
It's
Um,
they say they're not worried about it, but yes, anytime you see that so early, it's never a good thing, man. He's a second rounder. Usually with the Cowboys, we've seen that their first and second and third rounders, they play, man. Even fourth rounders,
yep.
they play year one, man.
The other one was Matt Waletzko playing guard. That's very interesting. Um, and if you guys want more information, if you look at our YouTube page under videos, we have actually a take on Matt Waletzko. So it's interesting because he didn't play last year. He had a whole full year to recover. So maybe the Cowboys know more than we do, obviously.
Yeah,
Um, that
and
he,
that was that injury. I think he was trying to fight through it, right, Harv? And I
yep,
think and he injured himself, and they're like he couldn't.
preseason.
Yeah, he
Yep.
wasn't able to. He had to have it. He had to have it repaired, and they put him on IR. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Loyalty for lifetime on TikTok says, "Y'all take care. Can't wait to see y'all on YouTube, bro. Thank you, man. We appreciate you."
Yep. Appreciate it.
M Dog said, "Who is this Eric Scott dude that we drafted in the draft? He's turning heads. I've heard, man. Like you gotta subscribe to YouTube Live, man. We just covered Eric Scott recently.
We just covered him.
We did a whole segment on him, but I mean, he's long. He
Yep.
he's he. We're talking about his 40 because he had a what 11.1 broad jump and he had a 39.5-inch vertical.
Yep. But he ran really bad at his 40 because he had a leg injury, but he still did it anyways. But yeah, he's long, lengthy. He's a Dan Quinn kind of guy. There's a reason why they moved up to get this guy in the 6th round. They had to move up to get him. They think he's gonna be a really good prospect, man. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
He did face off against Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert did get the best of him, but that was when Jalen Tolbert was in college. I will say one thing about Eric Scott. Eric Scott is he takes risk, and that is something that for the longest the Cowboys, it seemed like they were looking for those kinds of defensive backs that would take the right risk when it was time to take a risk. So I think if anything, they're basically just trying to make sure they get playmakers and playmakers and playmakers, and
Yep.
That's who Eric Scott is, and I believe if it wasn't for his 40, he probably would have gone earlier, right? Because I think his projecting was 4th to 5th rounder.
4th to 5th. Yep.
So we'll see, man. 10 million for 15 carries a game is way too much. Let's run dude to the ground. This is by P Sauce.
He's talking about Pollard.
Yeah, he's talking about Pollard because the franchise tag is 10 point. I think it's 10.5, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
But I mean, look, man. I mean, you never want to run somebody to the ground. You actually want to use him because he's, like Harvey was saying, a great weapon. And saying I'm about to watch his highlights. M-Dog,
Yep.
it's hard to find highlights on
It
it.
It is.
Good luck on that. But I mean, definitely, you can find it. You can find it. But the only thing, like I said, is the only thing that scares me about Eric Scott is he gonna be biting like the way we saw Trayvon Diggs, man? You know, Trayvon Diggs, man, he bites, man. When he sees that ball, he bites, and that's the only thing that I'm kind of a little bit worried about him. Also, only man to make the Hall of Fame going in as a special teamer, excluding kickers and punters. Is he?
Who?
Is he talking about Bill Bates?
Bill Bates is not in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Maybe he's in the ring of. Maybe he's a D Shift second rounders. D Shift. Is he a new username?
I don't think he is. Oh, we'll give him a round of applause. Anyway.
Round of applause.
Yeah, I think he hasn't been on for a while.
Second rounders are okay, but not guys you should be depending on. No, I know we're not depending on them, but Cowboys usually use their first, second, third, and fourth rounders. So I'm just saying it's kind of hard when you see someone in a walking boot. Coach Tyler says it won't be that. Rojo is a beast between the tackles, and he can do a lot more. So he likes what he sees in Rojo. As a Tampa Bay fan, I miss Rojo. Okay, so now we finally know his team. Hey, we were saying that I think it was the Bucks and the Cards, right? That are probably gonna tank for Caleb, man.
Yeah.
If that happens, damn, Tampa's back in it, man. Tampa's back in it. Caleb has that kind of he has that it factor where he has an arm and he can get to his playmakers. And Tampa they revamped their defensive line and offensive line, which is I think a remedy for a great season. Any kicker update? I'm shocked we didn't go after a kicker I
was shocked too, man.
Brian McManus. That's by M-Dog. Yeah, we were expecting that, but nope. Right now, I believe they are trying to bring in somebody. They're trying to bring in some kickers because they want some competition there. So we should have some more information on that soon. P-Saw says 10 million for 15 carries. A GM is too much. Let's run Pollard to the ground. He won't be here next year.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I have a feeling that Pollard might not be with us next year.
I mean,
I really do think that. I think that's a possibility, honestly. And I hate to do that to Pollard, but I really do think that might be.
Yeah, and possible. that's because Pollard is a real weapon, man. A true weapon.
Yep.
Coach Tyler says, yeah, Lincoln Riley is a secret guru for quarterbacks. Yeah, that's what they've said, right?
I like Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, especially with. Well, the only one that didn't really work out for him was Spencer Rattler, but
other than that,
he did help out Jalen Hurts, man, get a second round, become a second rounder. Is Zeke coming back to Dallas as a backup? That's by Scorpio 214.
That's past, man.
I think it is over for that. I'm ready for the season. Let's go, boys. That's by D-Lo.
Us too, man.
That's why we're doing this. We're doing it. It's therapeutic for all of us, right?
Yep.
And Shill says, Gallup going to actually be a factor this season? I believe so, man.
I think so, man. I think he's coming back strong. A lot of people are saying that he looks really good in OTAs, but we'll see, man. He does look better from all aspects. Like everybody's talking about writers, the beat writers, even in the Cowboys, the 103 fan, like everybody's saying that he's looking good, man. So we'll see.
Love listening while I fire the grill some beef fajitas and throw down
Oh man, let's go.
That's a Sunday Sunday right there, man. I love that, man.
Let's go.
What do you say? I disagree. A second rounder should be a solid starter by year 2.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I like for instance, we before and for those that weren't here with us during the whole drafts set season, the whole tight end became a thing, right?
It
Like,
did.
and I believe we were saying, well, tight ends don't really make an impact their rookie years for whatever reason. Which which rookie tight end have you seen make a impact in their first year? And it was a consensus. I believe the only one was Kyle Pitts, who had 1,000 yards. But how many touchdowns did he have, Harvard? I think it was like three,
Three, I think.
or was
I
it
want to say it was
4?
three. I think it was three.
Anyways, he was the only one that had 1,000 yards, but he was a first round tight end. Other than that, it was amazing to see Jake Ferguson be able to do what he did. And Peyton Hendershot. I know they even got that. What is it? The Fergus shot. That's what they're calling them. And
That's what we call them.
yeah, for the Fergus shots, right? But I'll tell you this. Right now, even though he's in a walking boot, I think everybody in Cowboys Nation feels that Jake Ferguson is ready to take that next step, man. But for him being a fourth rounder, he played and he made some plays, Harv. I mean, wasn't he nice with that step back game? I mean,
Yep.
he would set up the linebacker stuff. I mean, he knew exactly how to just sucker him in and just set him up, and then he was able to get the yak, and he would leap, and I mean, it was crazy to see him play.
So Pitts had one touchdown, actually, his
One
rookie year.
touchdown. You see what we're talking about? But yes, being a second rounder, we obviously they had a plan for Schoonmaker, and the thing is okay, what's the deal now that he's in a walking boot? Is he gonna be ready? Is this gonna be something that we have to worry about? Because a walking boot is very bad in football.
Yeah.
Where y'all from, locos? That's by loyalty for lifetime. I'm from the RGV, baby.
RGV.
956.
Well, I'm from the Rio Grande Valley, but I currently live in Maryland. So
if I subscribe to your YouTube channel, it's called the Cowboys Cast. That is correct, M Dog. Yes, sir. Cal Pitts is nasty. I remember saying, okay, if we're gonna do a tight end, I said we could trade for Cal Pitts, right?
Cal Pitts,
because it would be scary to have him. It would be scary to have him because you can line him up as a wide receiver, man. Where is OJ Howard? I don't think OJ Howard has been picked up, right, Harv?
I don't think so.
But he left to Buffalo and he disappeared after that. Shield says if Cowboys stay healthy, there's no reason with this team that they should not be at least at 13-4 by the end of the year.
Oh, he's with the Raiders.
That's right. He is with the Raiders. Harv, that's the second time we've seen that prediction of 13-4. We haven't even got to predictions yet, man.
It's too early, man.
It is really early, but man,
I will tell you this. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna pick my prediction yet, but I somewhat agree with him because given the defense came back mostly all together again, and you add these pieces in Mati Smith, Fahuku Jr., and you got Gilmore, I don't see why you should not. I don't see that. So, I mean, I'm not going to totally agree with the 13-4, but it should be somewhere right about there somewhere. But that's why they play the game, man.
But you did say week 9, that was the most important game of the season.
Yep, against the Eagles.
Loyalty for lifetime. Que vule, 956 saludos.
Let's go.
Coach Tyler, he said he's from San Antonio. Hey, I love San Antonio, man.
San Antonio, okay.
I love San Antonio, man. What is it with the Cowboys and the players named Galloway and Callaway?
I don't know.
Jeez Louise. Betting with kids says 12-5, we'll lose 1 to the Eagles, Jets, Bills, sprinkle 2 trash games.
That's a possibility.
A possibility.
That's a possibility.
Peace says play the young guys. We need the Fedia to sign Parsons and Diggs. I like the way he says Fedia to sign Parsons and
He's
Diggs.
right. He's right though.
He is right
He
though.
is right.
D-Law's last year too. I think it is going to be
It
D-Law's.
is his last year. Remember we talked about that.
We did talk about this. Okay, I was supposed to be second coming. My bad. If McCarthy was serious about his year off, then he would have kept Kellen Moore. Interesting, coach. Why do you say that?
Mm,
Loyalty for Life says I'm from Victoria. Okay, well, Victoria's not that far from the valley.
mm-mm.
Let's get caught up on. Is Teddy Bridgewater still available? I believe he is no longer available. Right? Oh, okay.
He's a free agent.
Oh, is he a free agent still?
Yeah, he's
Oh
still
wow.
a free agent. It's crazy.
Joseph, I guess he saw that we were looking for how many touchdowns. Yeah, he got one touchdown.
One touchdown. That's
He
crazy.
says, "I love Jake." You see what I'm talking about?
I love Jake, man.
I think Jake is gonna have a big year this year.
I think so too.
I think him and Peyton Hendershot, they're both dogs, man. They want to block, and they're really nice. I like how they use Peyton Hendershot on that tight end sweep. Man, that thing is so beautiful.
It is.
Man, and when they get into that 4 tight end package, Harv, oh man, what did they say?
It's tough to beat.
The Cowboys are when they were in the goal line with the 4 tight end package, they were unstoppable. Unstoppable. Schoonmaker is better than Ferguson. They're okay. This is Ultra Cowboy. Jeez Louise, it took him.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh wow, he's finally here. Don't worry, Ultra Cowboy is one of our. He's one of us, but Ultra Cowboy just likes to see things a little bit differently. Schoonmaker is better than Ferguson. There is a reason the Cowboys drafted a tight end in the second round. Okay, all right, Ultra Cowboy. All right. I think we should sign Robbie Gold. That's by Johnny Cicaro. Hey man, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think with him, he's just a little bit older, right, Harv?
Yeah, I think he's a good kicker though.
Steven White says 14-3, Harv.
Ooh, we'll see, man.
The Cowboys says 13-4. Book it and frame it. Wow,
it's courageous.
But that's the third time we've heard 13-4 today, man. Hurts is so great. The Eagles wanted to trade for Russell Wilson.
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that report?
No.
Yeah, Russell Wilson declined the trade because he had the power. Yeah, the Eagles were in talks and they had a trade in deal for Russell Wilson. I agree with Joseph. Second rounder should be a starter. That's by John.
Yep.
Ultra Cowboy. If Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I could see D-Law and Zach Martin retiring. That would be a great way for them to go. But damn, we would take a hit. That would mean we would need a couple guards.
Yeah.
And definitely some more depth on the defensive ends, man. Because I know we have Dorrance Armstrong this year. We have Dante Fowler this year, but after that, it's you're thinking Chauncey Golston might come back to defensive end?
If we lose Law?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like in general, like this season. Do you think he's gonna lose the weight to get back to defensive end?
I think Golston stays at defensive end this year. The only reason I say that is because I think them moving Alcaron to defensive tackle, and then you got Fuhoko, will play some tight end, defensive end, but they're moving him inside. Yeah, so you got Mati, you got Gilmore, you got Osa, Bohannon, and you got the other two. I mean, there's too many in the middle now. They have a flex, so I don't think Golston's moving inside. I think he's actually moving outside to defensive end.
Betting with Kids says, "In concern with the running back depth." That somebody asked that question earlier. No, there ain't that. Right now, I think like we said. I mean, if Pollard is ready, he's gonna get like 15 to 17 carries.
Yeah.
If somebody else can handle the other 15 carries, I think
we'll be fine.
The Cowboys will be good. And Malik Davis is really underrated, man.
I love that guy.
Really
I love Malik Davis.
I don't understand why they didn't when Pollard went down. I don't understand why they didn't use him against the 49ers. Cowboys' first game against the Giants this year.
Yep.
Coach Tyler says he said he learned about offense. But obviously he didn't because Moore can call plays.
I don't think Moore
Oh.
can.
Look, I think Moore just needed a little bit more priming, man. He needs a little bit more seasoning, and
Yep.
I think this is what was the best thing for his career was to move on because I think his time was getting short here with the Cowboys. Green Bird says the Scott's. That's a first one, so I'll
That's
give
a
you
good one, actually. I'll give it to them.
the
That's a
Grescott.
good one.
That is a good one. I'm Peace Sauce says I'm gonna sign up for the YouTube podcast. Nice job, Phillips. Appreciate
Woo,
you, Peace Sauce.
appreciate it, brother. Peace sauce. I like that name too. Peace sauce.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Man, and we're trying to hit 600, and I think we might be at 600. That was the goal for today.
We'll be pretty
Uh,
close.
we run the NFC East, and that's a Greenberg 22, and of course he has the Eagles with it. Name one tight end from first round that had a good career loyalty for lifetime. I mean, like we said, I think if you want to go by statistics, right? Because that's what I think that's the only measuring stick that we can have for a tight end in the first round. Think I think Kyle Pitts most recently, but overall Tony Gonzalez did have a pretty good career, and
That was a long time ago.
that was a long time ago, and he was a first rounder, but he never won a Super Bowl.
That just goes to show you, man. First round tight ends, it's not very good.
It's not a lock, but we'll see, man, because Dalton Kincaid is a Buffalo Bill, man. We'll see. And it feels like Kincaid's just just a slightly better version. Well, no, he's a better version of Dalton Nix of who they already have, which is kind of weird. Zeke should go to the Chiefs or Bills, hopefully not the Cowboys. Loyalty for lifetime says Sam Williams.
Sam Williams is going to be a beast this year.
I think so too. NFC Shill says NFC East will be the best division in football.
Yes, sir.
I think you can even throw the AFC East also.
Yeah, I think just put a mirror up so they can look at each other because that's gonna be the standard for football this coming year is the AFC East and NFC East. And luckily for all of us, we're playing each other. We're playing each other
this season.
It's going to be crazy.
And I hope that this is the year the Cowboys can finally get over the hump with Aaron Rodgers. They do that, they're winning the Super Bowl.
It's going to be big.
Your master, right? I guess he's laughing at us. His Cowboys fans are doing a podcast now, laughing out loud. Oh my gosh, I'm the cool guy. Shill says McCarthy is not smart. He should have put Malik Davis in when Pollard got hurt instead of.
I agree 100%, bro. Oh man,
it would have been a great test for the future, man.
Yes, why wouldn't you?
I don't understand that.
I don't know it either.
Tyler, Coach Tyler says more learn from Peterson and Harson. He will be just fine.
Peterson.
He's talking about at Boise State days.
Yeah, I get it, but he
never was a coach or a position.
Yeah, and see, I think what happened was where more went wrong was, and I'm gonna keep going back, is situational football. Sometimes the simplest play is the better play.
True.
And he tried to be too smart and too creative for his own good, and it just didn't happen for him. So I get what he's saying from Boise State, but I just think he just put too much. Look, I will go back to this and we'll talk about throughout the whole NFL. When you can have your players understand an offense and make it simplistic for them to play fast, that is when you get the best version of that player. When you start creating things that make it complicated for the player to think on the go, you're not going to get your best player. Hence, Dan Quinn. He came into the Cowboys' worst defense in the history of the Dallas Cowboys and made it simplistic for these players, and this is what you get. So I'll leave it at that.
He actually says true, but you can see in his play calling. Very true. You think McCarthy ruled over him, and he 100% agree with you as far as that. I do want to add one thing. We heard Dak recently talking. He was saying that he could hear the voice, and it was a different voice, right? And that makes you think, how many voices did he hear last season?
Yeah.
That's just complicated the game for Dak himself. Shill says Cowboys having the fourth hardest schedule will benefit them going far in the playoffs. Let's
Yep.
get caught up on YouTube here. I agree with Joseph. Second rounder should be a starter. If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, I could see D. Law, Zach Martin. That's where we left off. If the Cowboys were so high on Ferguson and Hendershot, they should have not drafted Schoonmaker. That's the tea leaf. That is the tea leaves. Ultra Cowboy. We already know that they needed that fourth tight end.
Yeah.
They tried bringing back Dalton. Dalton didn't want the money. He took letters.
Yeah, he turned down a 3-year, $36 million deal.
So yeah. The vibes. Yo, sup, fellas?
What's
going on?
up?
So vibes.
What's up, man?
He goes, I mean, third and long or third and short, a screen or draw can be a great play. Laughing out loud. That's Coach Tyler. Dan Quinn and Joseph McDaniels are great corners, bad head coaches. I don't know how bad they are, because if you look at it, Kyle Shanahan still has not been able to collect the ring, and that's because he's a head coach now. And that's who he was a part of when Dan Quinn was a head coach. That was his OC, was Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
Book it. Ultra Cowboys says book it. The Cowboys will draft offensive lineman in the first round. Quinn Ayers. If Dak has another 49er game. It's very possible, man. It's very possible. The game has changed. The tight end is being viewed different now. Dalton Kincaid will be 800 to 1,000-yard tight end in his first year. Hold on. Stephon Diggs is there. Gabriel Davis is there. I mean, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons draws parallel between 2023 Cowboys and 2000 Ravens. He recently did do that. Micah changed the defense. He really did. And that's why he's going to get paid. You don't draft the tight end high if you need a fourth tight end. Ultra Cowboy, stop already, man. Yeah, the thing was, if they would have waited after they already knew, man, teams were going to jump on tight ends, and they did, man. And Schoonmaker was still high on their board. They knew that he wouldn't be there in the third. That's why they had to go second with him.
Yep.
How's the Cowboys' offensive line depth? That's by Shields on TikTok. That's the only concern, and that's why we said, Matt, well, let's go working at left guard. I mean, until we see who's going to be the left guard permanently, I think we'll have a better, clearer answer for you. Yep. Hey, but that's it for us, man. We just want to cover OTAs with you guys. Of course, subscribe, man. Help us grow.
Subscribe, man.
We appreciate the likes. We had 3,400 likes on TikTok.
I appreciate it. TikTok. Hey, TikTok was nice today. I appreciate it, man.
That's it for us, though. Tune in. Like I said, if you watch this on the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Of course, subscribe, like, share it. I mean, if you share it too, even if you see it on the TikTok, share it to other people, like other people that like Cowboys content. Share it. We are trying to grow the East West Football page, so if you're on TikTok, go and find East West Football and follow that page, so we can go when we go live on East West, when we talk about the entire NFL, right, including some we cover the draft. We did this year we did a lot of draft content.
We did do a lot of draft content.
But we covered the NFL a tremendous amount on East West Football. So if you're on TikTok, go and follow that page, share the content that's on there, so help that page grow. Till then, we will catch you later.
Be nice, TikTok.
All right, TikTok. And YouTube, what do you say? One Ferguson hurdle, and Cowboys fans believe he's an all-pro.
Yes.
Ultra Cowboy, why are you being so negative with Jake?
I don't know.
Ferguson's going to have a great season this year, man.
He is.
That's it for us, man.